It started with a vibration against my chest. One sharp pulse. Two deliberate. Two wrong. Like the click of a gun in the dark, 2 a.m. one line. No explanation. My sister was asleep in the next room. Breathing softly, trusting the walls around her. The house smelled like bleach and lavender. My mother's idea of safety. Her idea of control. Above us, the floor creaked. Slow footsteps. Measured. Listening. I stared at the message until it burned into me, until fear stopped racing and hardened into certainty. My heart went quiet. My hands stayed steady as I slid out of bed. That was the moment I understood. Whatever she was planning, we were already late. Weeks earlier, the house had begun to feel staged. Too clean. Too quiet. Smiles that lasted a beat too long. My mother had mastered warmth that never reached her eyes. She corrected posture, managed schedules, asked questions that sounded caring but landed like inspections. My father had been disappearing in pieces. Missed dinners. Locked phone. Silences that stretched too far. When he spoke, he chose his words carefully, like he was diffusing something volatile. He flinched when she touched his arm. That was my first real clue. She didn't want authority. She wanted control. She needed us placed around her like furniture, useful, obedient, silent. When my sister started pushing back, just a little, my mother noticed. She always noticed. I watched her at dinner, studying us, adjusting tone and timing. I watched my father watch her, his eyes never resting. The night it escalated, she didn't raise her voice. She never did when it mattered. "You're ungrateful," she said softly to my sister, wiping a counter that was already spotless. "You'd fall apart without me." My sister's shoulders folded inward. Something cracked behind my ribs. Later, I found my father in the garage, hands shaking as he pretended to fix something that wasn't broken. He didn't look at me when he spoke. "She's planning something," he said. That was all. He kissed my forehead like it might be the last time. So when the text came, I didn't panic. Panic was what she expected. I moved. I shook my sister awake and pressed a finger to my lips. Her eyes widened, instantly alert. I didn't explain. I didn't need to. Fear understands fear. We slipped out barefoot, the night air cold and honest against our skin. As we reached the car, the porch light snapped on. My mother stood there in her robe, smiling. "Where are you going?" she asked, voice calm, curious. I turned and met her eyes. "Out," I said. She laughed. That laugh followed us down the street. Running was the first move, not the last. I didn't know everything yet, but I knew enough to slow down and think. My father wouldn't send that message unless the danger was real, immediate. Legal, maybe permanent, while my sister slept curled in the passenger seat. I logged into my father's cloud account from my phone. That's when I saw it. Forged signatures. Medical forms. Conservatorship drafts with my sister's name highlighted. Plans layered carefully, patiently, like a cage built in silence. My mother had been constructing it piece by piece. And she had underestimated me. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I documented everything. Backups. Timestamps. Redundancies. I called a lawyer before sunrise. Then another. I let my mother believe we were shaken, confused, temporary. She left voicemails soaked in concern, threats wrapped in affection. "Come home," she said softly. "I can help you." I let her talk. Every word tightened the net. The confrontation came, a week later in a conference room that smelled like old paper and consequences. She arrived immaculate, confident, perfectly composed. I arrived prepared. She didn't understand where she was until the door closed behind her. The lawyer spoke first calm, Neutral, lethal. I watched her smile fracture as documents slid across the table. She tried to interrupt. I raised a hand. Don't, I said. My voice didn't shake. She looked at me like I had betrayed her. I leaned forward. You planned to take her freedom, I said. You almost succeeded. That was your mistake. The evidence spoke louder than I ever could. She cried. Real tears this time. They didn't move me. When the restraining order was explained, something finally shifted in her eyes. Fear. It was subtle. It was satisfying. The fallout was surgical. Custody transferred. Accounts frozen. Her reputation unraveled quietly, the same way she had tried to dismantle us. My father testified. He never looked at her. The house was sold. The locks were changed. Silence returned, but this time, it belonged to us. Now, when I think back to that text, I understand what my father really gave me. Not fear. Permission. Permission to act. To see clearly. To choose my sister over comfort. Some betrayals don't explode. They whisper. They wait. And revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's just the sound of a door closing and knowing it will never open for them again.